couple who met while volunteering. Have you ever gone somewhere intending to change someone else's life, only to discover that your own life was the one that changed forever? Sometimes love appears when we least expect it, and sometimes it begins with a simple act of kindness. This is the story of Noah and Emma, two strangers who met while volunteering and found something neither of them was looking for. Emma had always believed that helping others gave life meaning. At 27 years old, she worked as a nurse in a busy city hospital. Her days were filled with patients, long shifts, and endless responsibilities. Despite her demanding schedule, she dedicated every Saturday to volunteering at a community center that provided meals and support for struggling families. She never missed a weekend. Not because anyone asked her to, but because she genuinely cared. One Saturday morning, Emma arrived at the center and noticed someone new. A tall young man stood near the entrance holding a box of donated supplies. He looked completely lost. Several bags slipped from his arms and scattered across the floor. Emma couldn't help laughing. The man smiled awkwardly. "First day?" she asked. "Is it that obvious?" he replied. That was Noah. Noah was an architect who had recently moved to the city. After years of focusing only on work, he realized something was missing from his life.
Success had brought him money and recognition, but not happiness. Wanting to do something meaningful, he signed up as a volunteer. Unfortunately, he had no idea what he was doing. Emma spent the morning teaching him how everything worked. They organized donations, prepared meals, and helped families arriving at the center. By the end of the day, Noah was exhausted, but he was also smiling. As he prepared to leave, Emma handed him a bottle of water. "See you next Saturday?" Noah smiled. "Definitely." The following weekend, Noah returned, and the weekend after that. Soon, volunteering became his favorite part of the week, not only because he enjoyed helping people, but because it meant seeing Emma. The two quickly became friends. They worked side by side every Saturday. They shared stories while sorting donations. They laughed while preparing food. They encouraged each other during difficult days. Over time, their friendship grew stronger. Everyone at the center noticed it. Everyone except them. Months passed. One summer, the community center launched a project to renovate an old playground for local children. Volunteers spent weeks cleaning, painting, and rebuilding equipment. Emma and Noah were assigned to work together. Long hours turned into meaningful conversations. For the first time, they spoke about their dreams, their fears, their past relationships, their hopes for the future. Noah learned that Emma had spent years putting everyone else's needs before her own. Emma discovered that Noah often hid loneliness behind his confident smile. The more they learned about each other, the closer they became. Neither wanted the project to end. One evening, after a long day of work, they sat on a bench overlooking the newly completed playground. Children laughed nearby, parents smiled. The entire neighborhood seemed brighter. Emma looked around proudly. "We actually did something good." Noah nodded. "We did." Then he looked at her. "Although, I think meeting you has been my favorite part." Emma felt her heart skip a beat. For a moment, neither spoke. Then both quickly changed the subject. Neither was ready to admit what they were feeling. As months continued, their connection deepened. But timing wasn't always easy. Emma's hospital became increasingly busy. Noah accepted a major project that demanded long hours. Their schedules became difficult. Some weekends, they barely had time to talk. The distance worried both of them. Old fears began to appear. Emma wondered if Noah would eventually lose interest. Noah worried he wasn't important enough in Emma's life.
instead of discussing these fears, they kept them hidden. And slowly, misunderstandings began to grow. One Saturday, Noah arrived at the center and learned that Emma had missed her volunteer shift. The following week, she missed another. His messages went unanswered. Days turned into weeks. Noah felt hurt. He assumed she was pulling away. What he didn't know was that Emma's father had been hospitalized unexpectedly. She was spending every spare moment caring for him. Exhausted and overwhelmed, she barely had time to sleep. When she finally returned to the community center, Noah seemed distant. Emma immediately noticed. The warmth between them had disappeared. Neither understood why. Several weeks later, the center organized a fundraising event. Volunteers gathered for dinner after the celebration. That evening, Emma finally found the courage to ask, "Have I done something wrong?" Noah looked surprised. "What do you mean? You've been avoiding me." Noah sighed. "I thought you were avoiding me." For a moment, they stared at each other. Then Emma explained everything about her father's illness. Noah listened quietly. The guilt on his face was immediate. "I should have asked what was happening." Emma smiled sadly. "And I should have told you." At that moment, both realized something important. Their friendship had become far more than friendship, because losing each other hurt too much. After the event ended, Noah walked Emma to her car. The parking lot was quiet. Stars filled the sky. Neither seemed eager to leave. Finally, Noah spoke. "Can I tell you something?" Emma nodded. "I joined this volunteer program because I wanted to make a difference." He smiled softly. "But somewhere along the way, you became the most important part of it." Emma felt tears forming in her eyes. Noah took a deep breath. "I think I've fallen in love with you." For a second, everything stood still. Then Emma laughed through her tears. "You have no idea how long I've wanted to hear that." Their relationship began naturally, built on friendship, trust, and shared values. Together, they continued volunteering every weekend. They discovered that helping others brought them even closer. Years later, the playground they helped build remained filled with laughter. The community center continued serving families, and Noah and Emma continued serving alongside each other. One Saturday morning, Noah gathered everyone at the center. Emma looked confused. Then Noah dropped to one knee. The room erupted into cheers. Through tears, Emma said yes. Looking back, they often laughed about how their story began. Neither had joined the volunteer program searching for love. They had simply wanted to help others. Yet, in giving their time, compassion, and kindness, they found something unexpected. They found each other. Because sometimes the greatest reward for helping others isn't what you give. It's who you meet along the way. And for Noah and Emma, one ordinary day of volunteering became the beginning of a lifetime of love. The end.